Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Wall. I'm presenting Hell's Kitchen Studios' My Big Fat Stolen Italian Dinner by Theodore Stockter, myself, Kylie Wiggins, Ryan Winter, and Brennan Wood. Our game is about a character named Fabio who is an Italian ninja. His family is visiting soon, and he must put together a proper Italian meal. Steal the ingredients from your fellow neighbors before your family arrives and create the best spaghetti they have ever had. Our intended audience is for ages 10 and up, and our target platform will be on the PC. This game will only support one player, and it will be set in modern-day Japan. It's going to have strong comedic value and a very simplistic art style. The 5 major mechanics we decided to focus on in our game are swap and replace, which players replace a recipe with a more difficult recipe they find on their journey. Collect, ingredients are collected in the inventory. Steal, players steal the ingredients. Scale, the guard's light source scales in size for a set amount of time when the player locates a pickup in the guard's radius. And the win-lose condition, which, combining the ingredients, allows the players to win the game, and getting caught by the guards, players will lose all found ingredients and goes to jail and restarts their journey. The first major mechanic we're going to go over is the steal mechanic. Players will approach a crate and press the E button to steal the ingredient item inside of the box. The second mechanic is the collect mechanic, which allows the ingredients that are stolen by the player to be collected in an inventory. The third mechanic we've decided to implement in our game is the swap and replace mechanic. Players start off the game with a very simple, very basic recipe that will end the game if they collect what's on the recipe and turn it in for a win condition. We decided to add extra recipes with higher rankings so that they end the game with a higher score if they choose to swap and replace the recipe that they start off with. The fourth mechanic is the scale mechanic. Every guard in the game has an item near it that allows the player to pick it up, and if collected, the guard's field of view is dramatically reduced for a short amount of time, which allows players to more strategically advance throughout the game field. Our fifth and final mechanic is the win-lose mechanic. If the players are caught by the guard, they will be sent to a jailhouse in which they lose all their ingredients. This causes players to restart the game, and if they did want to quit the game completely, you could just shut it off. We feel that we have created a very unique gaming experience with our title. There are a few other titles on the market that we wish to go over now that we see as competitors. First up is the Metal Gear Solid from Konami, which relates to our game in many ways on the stealth and sneaking comedy. Next is Thief from Eidos, which again relates to the stealth, but also with the combine and steal mechanic, more implemented heavily. And from Katamari Damacy by Namco, we feel that the art and comedy values are extremely important, and we share many of the same views when creating our game as they did when they created their game. First up here we have an image of gameplay. This would be somebody coming out of the house that they might have started in or potentially just robbed. You can see the bridge in the background, the simple houses, and the huge structures. Now we see an image of what looks like inside of a house or a storage shed with a few crates that could potentially have ingredients for the player to steal. Now we have an image of one of the bridges that we designed in our game. We wanted our structures to be larger than life, which we did. You can see in the background, you can see one of the towers we've designed. It's huge. When you're up next to it, you look up and it almost leaves the game's view. We wanted to do this to implement more comedic value to the game and allow the players to roam around a bit more freely and feel less confined to their environment. This is our developer's log. Over the last couple weeks, a few things have changed, but nothing dramatic. A few mechanics have changed, and our win-lose condition has been updated. Combine was changed to swap and replace. Resign was changed to scale, and our win-lose now has the jailhouse mechanic so that the players aren't immediately rejected if they fail or get caught by the guards. A little more detail on our changes in mechanics. Originally, Combine, the player would find ingredients and combine them at the end to create the dish, but now we decided to get rid of that and implement more ingredients or more recipes throughout the world that the player can find and choose to swap and replace their current recipe with to end with a higher score. Originally, our resign mechanic allowed players to just quit the game halfway through if they wanted to. Now we decided to implement more stealth-based mechanics by adding items to the guards that allow the players to pick it up, and when picked up, their field of view is reduced so that they can plan more strategic paths around the guards to get to the best items in the game. Lastly, our win-lose mechanic has been updated to the jailhouse mechanic. Originally, players would win or lose ultimately, and we decided to change that so that it keeps players more engaged in our game, and the games could potentially last longer. If they're caught now, they lose all the found ingredients, which return to their original place, maybe the potential of them being different, and have to start from the beginning, but in a new location. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation. If you have any questions, we are free to contact.